Welcome to another episode of the Crimson Mask podcast for Middle of Nowhere Entertainment.
I am Izzy, and I can be found on Twitter at Cynical Sandman, and it is hot in his basement. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
I thought it was a dungeon.
So
Yes.
hot here.
Izzy,
And
keep
I
your
am,
clothes
of
on.
course,
Yeah.
And I am, of course, the Shane Show of Bay B. Boom. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and any social media, whatever there is out there anymore. I'm probably on it. At Shane Show Bay B, and that's BAYBEE. I changed my handle so none of the crazies can find me no more. Inside joke there, but yeah, follow me, do whatever you want, just don't be crazy.
And I'm Austin, aka OdinSpirit43. You can find me at OdinSpirit43 on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, everything pretty much. So definitely give all of us a like, follow, whatever that social media thing does anymore. Before we get started, I do want to mention Izzy and myself will be at the Dusk Till Dawn. There's a drive-in near us that does Dusk Till Dawn horror shows. We're going to attempt to go live on Facebook. I'm going to try to do it through the Middle of Nowhere page, and you guys can come hang out, talk horror movies, wrestling, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Give off a chop across the chest.
I will super kick the shit out of Izzy. I'll give him a fucking V trigger, anything you guys want.
V is in vagina. Just so anybody knows when it comes to Austin. So.
If he was a vagina, I would have dated him already.
And then Shane, where are you going to be Saturday night?
I am going to be in Skokie for ZOWA Live.
So anybody in that area?
Stop. He's like, okay.
Anybody in that area, definitely go check out ZOWA Live in Skokie. It's a free show at 4 p.m. It's going to be a good show. The guys always put on a great show. So, and
plus the Shane show is going to be there.
Your
special attraction.
They want them to go.
The drive-in couldn't book me.
Oh my god. And another thing before we get started with our weekly breakdowns, which we're going back to, there was an AEW announcement today, and I know the show's in 2 weeks. We are going to go over that first card. I know there's some matches announced. We're going to go over that next week. But they officially announced the title of the show is going to be called AEW's Dynamite. It's
TNT.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that, to be honest. I really hope that's the fucking theme song, dude. But yeah, it's exactly what we thought. We talked about it on, I think, our first show, Izzy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did trademark Tuesday Night Dynamite back when they started trademarking names, and it ended up being Dynamite still. So, like I said, we're going to go over that card next week on next week's episode. But for now, let's get into this week's shows. We'll start with Raw. Izzy?
So, I guess the biggest thing to come out of it, of course, was this whole King of the Ring tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, Baron Corbin is the new King of the Ring. Dear God. It was a good match for being Baron Corbin. It was a really good match. But yeah, I'm not happy with it. Everybody knows I don't like Corbin. I think he's boring, terrible. But I digress. Nothing I can do about it. The other things that happened, you got an appearance from the Knox County, or what is it, Knox County Mayor, or Knox whatever, and Kane, who beat. There's a lot of eye rolling coming from me for this show, because he was the new 24/7 champion, and yada, yada, yada. But he did make an appearance at the end in full Kane costume, which was pretty cool to help Rollins. And then the Fiend showed up, and just destroyed him as usual. So, to me now it's turning into, okay, what superstar from the past is he gonna beat up? The only other thing that was like worth mentioning to me was we had a return. And it was the return of Rusev Day. That's right. Rusev showed back up. And apparently he's the father of Maria Kanellis' kid.
Okay. I want to talk about this. This is the stupidest fucking angle ever.
I thought they were going to announce Shane as the real father, but he was still in Dixon.
Then they're like, Corey Graves is going off saying how pathetic Mike Kanellis is and all this stuff. And I'm like, wait, we're supposed to think he's pathetic when the whole angle is that they don't know who the father is because Maria slept around or something. Like, no, Maria's just a cunt, and I like Mike even more.
I think what they're pushing is it's not so much that like he's not a real man in the fact that he can't get her pregnant. It's the fact that he's just bowing down, being like, okay, you slept with her, okay. It almost sounds like Corey Graves is like ripping on the writing staff for being like,
that's so dumb.
Yeah, you're making this dude do this, and it's so stupid. He has so much talent, and
oh god, yes, he just needs to go back down to NXT.
He must have shit on somebody, right?
He had to have.
Yeah, well, because we were talking about this in our group chat, and Vince was extremely upset when they first got him because he heard all these great things, and Mike came in extremely out of shape, and apparently. I mean, he's at least getting on TV now, but apparently, like, Vince isn't going to let that go, even though Mike Kanellis is freaking ripped now. He is shredded.
But Vince's son is great shape, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Being the best in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. But I guess Ricochet was also potentially the father in this whole thing, but that was wrong, and that's when Rusev came out and all that.
Ricochet's too busy playing with his booty hole.
My favorite part of that was, like, immediately I'm like, all right, I want to go follow Casey Catanzaro on Twitter now, because her and Ricochet are a thing, and she's a wrestler down in NXT, and I'm like, okay, that's an odd angle. Everyone knows about those two. And they bring out Rusev, who's with Lana, and
that made no sense.
This whole thing is just stupid.
It's as stupid as a 24/7 title.
And then Titus screwed up his one line when they were coming out to the ring too, and I'm just like, this whole thing is just hot garbage. I actually really enjoyed Raw, except for that entire thing.
WWE hot garbage.
Except I was happy that Rusev came back, and Rusev looks absolutely shredded.
Oh, he's got the mustache game on point. Tell you what,
Rusev looks like
mustache game on point.
Rusev looks like a big version of Freddie Mercury.
He did. He fucking did. Holy shit.
The only other things that happened, Strowman interfered in a tag team summit. Which never kicked off. He just came out and killed everybody. So it's like, oh, you made the tag champs all look like crap. That's awesome. King of the Ring. Oh, Viking Raiders and Cedric Alexander lost the OC. I'm going to say that Alexander's getting the title the next pay-per-view, and they're just going to end that feud. So that way AJ can go do whatever. That really was about it.
There was the women's tag match. Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Rose and Sonya Deville, and Alexa got hurt and went off, and Nikki held her own in a 2v1.
No, that was
Monday, yeah.
No, they faced Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Bayley and Sasha.
You're thinking Night of Champions.
Yeah, they went against Night of Champions. Yeah,
You're jumping ahead of schedule.
because freaking Bailey was on the ground on camera going like this when they got it. They're like, she's like, yeah, like, well, that's heel, like, yeah.
And there was another. Oh, Lacey Evans beat Dana Brooke.
Dana actually looked good.
Lacey's got like, I never noticed, but she's got a huge back.
Yeah,
it's like
we're all
she's
looking
just
at
like, yeah, it's you could play like, in the words of Bobby Heenan, you can play handball off that back.
Ew.
I like Lacey, and Dana's gotten consistently better.
I think Lacey's good. A lot of people are giving her crap, but I think she can hold her own.
I was dying laughing when she was leaving. Some lady reached out and patted her on the back, and she like looked at like
she was
why
disgusted.
the fuck are you talking to me or touching me? And like she was disgusted. It was awesome. I'm like, that is fucking awesome. All right, that's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Let's talk about how great all of that ending was on Raw.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like best ending of Raw in a very, very long time.
Dude, Seth in the corner just looked absolutely terrified.
It was like our nightmares in real life. Like we can't look at whatever, like whatever's right next to us. Like, and you felt him, you felt it as an audience, like how creepy it was. Like you're like, okay, this is awkward and creepy. And
so then how long before we have one of our shows where we're talking about how WWE dropped the ball?
Survivor Series. Because if you think about it, Bray Wyatt wins the title and Brock Lesnar wins the title. They fight each other.
Yeah, unless they have Brock under. I mean, they've done it now.
Do you have the Fiend beat the Beast though?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
I would, but
yeah, Seth beat him twice.
I think it would just be a double DQ, like a no contest. So that way you don't hurt either one of their auras, if you will.
See, this is the thing that I have issues like looking beyond after the Fiend takes the title. Where do you go from there?
That's exactly it, because you can't. To me, I mean, I'm not a writer or nothing, but what do you do next? Like,
yeah, because
the Demon King come back and be number 30 and win the Royal Rumble, and there's your WrestleMania match.
But
that would be awesome, and just have the Fiend keep the title until then. But he's gonna have matches, and you're just gonna have him squash people.
He's the one that ends Rey Mysterio, and that puts a huge thing. Okay, I will write this out, and I will tell you guys next week before the show what I have written out. To
me, I would want to draft the Fiend and Bray Wyatt to Fox on SmackDown.
Well, there's a reason why when you bring up what happened, whoever does the writing better know exactly what they're doing when it comes to that draft.
Yeah, because
especially what happened this past Tuesday.
To me, I keep them on USA. USA is going to be a little bit more lenient with letting them get away with more stuff and darker stuff and everything.
Fox wants that stuff.
Fox wants more sports, though, don't they? More.
Fox wants more of a wrestling show and not a sports entertainment show.
Which is why I think they did what they did when they brought who over.
Yeah.
And with the Fiend, too, I guess they could run it together with that series on USA, The Purge.
That'd be
just wearing a mask and being creepy. Think about the Fiend being on the fucking show.
My idea is, I know you mentioned it with Cedric taking the belt off AJ. Have the OC try to go after the Fiend, and nothing, even cheating, doesn't work or whatever, and that's how you get him at least through the Rumble, and then have Finn win the Rumble, like Shane said. Have a nice little 4 or 5 month feud with the OC.
All these good ideas, and what's going to happen is Roman's going to get drafted to Raw, win the Rumble, and beat. I'm doing this for my brother.
I have a theory about Bray Wyatt, but I'll get to that in Smackdown review.
Which will be you now.
Well, yeah, we're going to Shane, but Shane, we're going over to ZOWA first, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Ma'am, whatever you want to be today.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that can actually grow a beard here.
I believe I got more women with this beard than you have in the last year.
But
anyways,
I don't know about the last year.
This is what I have to put up with.
Izzy, that little gray patches don't count as a beard.
I got over here. I just shaved the other day.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, this isn't about shaving technique. This is about ZOWA.
Yes, ZOWA.
Never die easy.
Never die easy. That's what she said.
Ooh, what the hell were you doing to her? Anyways, go on.
You'd be surprised.
Oh my god.
So last Saturday, ZOWA was in Oregon with Never Die Easy. We had Rose and Rain defeat Wolf and Reckless, which was a really good mixed tag match. The Oregon crowd has not been used to a male going after a woman. And Rose hit a big boot on Reckless, and that crowd was quite quiet and shocked and everything else. It was
It was such a good big boot, too.
it was
She's gonna
my
bark on the
favorite.
side of her face afterwards.
It was good. It was good. I almost got jumped on by Stephen Wolf.
I honestly, I forgot about that. So do you want to tell the story real quick?
So Rose was outside the ring by me. He's telling me to move. Getting ready to move. Well, Wolf was about to suicide dive onto Rose right next to me, and Wolf goes, "Shane, move!"
He's yelling it as he's running across the ring. One of our friends was outside because they have an opening where you can go outside because it's hot as shit in there.
Yes.
And he goes, "Dude, I heard that all the way out here." That was so great.
I almost coughed Wolf on the suicide dive. Connor Hopkins defeated Stumpy. Sorry, Izzy.
Sorry, all of us. We all
He
think
probably
something.
cheated.
I mean,
Great out. I mean,
he did.
yeah. See, I mean, so
It was actually a good match. I was surprised because the size difference is vast, and I wasn't sure how good that match would be.
Connor Hopkins has really good charisma, and he's really good in the ring. I'm very impressed with him the last few years. Then Chiron defeated Rough Crossing by submission.
Yep,
Which was quite the match too.
it was. Rough's awesome.
Yeah. We have new tag champions. The Super Bearded Brothers defeated Hysteria.
They beat him and they fell through the ring.
Yep, sure did.
The match was so crazy that the boards in the ring actually separated, and there ended up being a hole. So their foot was in the hole of the ring. Izzy, you missed a really good show this weekend. It was fucking awesome.
Where were you?
Yeah, Izzy, where were you? Talks wrestling, but never goes to wrestling shows.
I go to wrestling shows.
You go to WrestleMania
When
every 3 years.
when I'm ready to grace my presence at these shows, the whole crowd will look and they'll be like, "It's that dude."
He needs 2 chairs.
That's not nice.
For Austin's head.
That's okay. When Austin sits down, he's got to flip the chairs around to sit on.
Yep.
Well, he also sits down to pee, so.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't? You're not supposed to?
But anyways, back to the show.
I've been wrong this whole time?
The Roommates are now #1 contenders as they defeated the Academy. So next week at Michael Scott's wrestling company, it will be the Roommates versus the Super Bearded Brothers.
And just for those of you who don't know, that's the name of the next show. And I love it. I love that so much.
Hey, Michael Scott, right there. Look at that.
I didn't want him to be like, wait, is that an actual wrestling company? That's the name of the next ZOWA Live show, and
Yeah,
that's
cool.
freaking amazing, dude.
And then you had the Submit You defeat the Fun Police. And Brandon Lee won the scramble match. And then that brings us to, there is a show at Skokie. But next week in Rock Falls at the American Legion Club, it will be a wonderful show. It will be the ZOWA Live Michael Scott's Wrestling Company. It starts at 6 o'clock, which is my two worlds come together, wrestling and The Office. So it is definitely a show that I'm very excited for. So.
And the show after that's going to be called Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica.
Bears beats Cowboys.
What? What? You're on the wrong show.
B-E-A-T-S.
You're on the wrong show. Hey, though, how was the turnout for that show?
For this past one?
Yep.
It was actually really good.
Was it? Good.
Yeah, dude. There's always a very good crowd in Oregon, and they're always energetic and everything. It's always a blast there, dude.
There's a shout out to the Oregon crowd.
Oregon crowd is probably my favorite crowd besides LaSalle.
Which we will be talking about that next month.
Yeah.
We're a month away, Izzy. Or Shane.
I know,
You're not going.
It's good to be. It's going to be good to be back home. If you get my drift, like
I got you. We'll talk about that later.
Yes. So let's go into SmackDown, shall we, ladies? Well, SmackDown started off. Sorry, I'm used to talking to women. Not really. So SmackDown.
He talks to himself in the mirror.
Yeah. Or behind glass at the mental.
He pulls two mirrors to the side, so that way it's two of them.
Or between glass between us at the mental asylum. But hey, they can't listen no more. They blocked me. But SmackDown started off with New Day defeating Randy Orton in the Revival. And then as soon as that match ended, the greatest theme song of all time hits, and Brock Lesnar comes out and challenges Kofi.
I'm going to drive over there and smack the shit out of you for saying that's the best theme song of all time.
I'm kidding. It's Triple H's.
I'm okay with that. Don't give that look to Motorhead, Izzy.
It's top 5. Well, you know what? There's a show in the future of us talking about theme songs. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Brock Lesnar did challenge Kofi on the first SmackDown Live on Fox on October 4th, which was really cool because Kofi didn't back down. He said, you know what? Challenge accepted. I don't know why he thought that Brock Lesnar was actually going to go for a handshake, but, you know.
Because the writers told him that's what was going to happen.
Well, Andy sent New Day out of the ring, so it's like, oh.
Yeah. But
I see what they're going for.
To me, if you want people to watch SmackDown Live on Fox, have Kofi Kingston beat Brock Lesnar, but have Brock Lesnar beat him at Hell in a Cell.
I could see Brock like getting DQ'd by like, you know, the refs trying to stop him or something like that, and he just keeps beating on him. So Kofi wins, but at Hell in a Cell, like reverse it. Hell in a Cell is where Brock would win it. Because Brock would be like, yeah, you beat me, but you didn't beat me. Or Paul Heyman would say that. So
I feel like Brock's going to win on that SmackDown. And they're going to be like, well, this is going to be really good because it's the first SmackDown on Fox. People are going to tune in because they know the name Brock Lesnar more than Kofi.
Yeah, and then rest in peace to wrestling because Brock Lesnar is going to be your SmackDown champion, Seth Rollins is going to be your Raw champion, and freaking Cody Rhodes is going to be your AEW champion. Cody Rhodes is going to be your AEW champion. Wrestling.
Jericho's not dropping the title to Cody.
I hope not. You mean Cody Helmsley? So that happened, and then Eric Rowan speaks, which was actually a really good coming from him.
Thank you. I thought the same thing. I
never realized that he's actually good at talking. Like it was I was actually shocked, but it was actually a really good interview. The one thing that stuck out to me, and like I said about the Bray Wyatt thing, is Rowan kept saying repeatedly, he's not a puppet. He's not a puppet. He's not a puppet. Could we possibly see Eric Rowan and Luke Harper reunite with Bray Wyatt because of the puppets?
Who said that last week? I did. I said it.
No.
Yes. Yes, I did.
No, I'm saying no.
Oh.
I'm answering.
I think it'd be cool.
I like the Fiend by himself for right now, unless you're gonna do the whole Finn thing just because of the characters. Finn does that really well. I think Rowan and Harper need to be on their own, and like Bludgeon Brothers were fucking badass up until they got hurt. Now you have a chance. Like, let's do this right. Let them talk. Like you just said, it was surprisingly really good coming from him. It's nice when they actually give him an extended chance to talk instead of a one-liner at the very end that sucks. I hate bullies or some shit, which, I mean, okay, I do too, but that gives nothing to this promo at all. So yeah, I like it though. I like it.
And we'll come back to what they did later on. And then you had Nakamura. It was supposed to be Nakamura versus Ali, which is, I don't know why they did it this way. They should have just had the match. Nakamura versus Ali would have been a really good match like they've had before. Sammy, of course, interfered by grabbing Ali's leg, and Nakamura got him in the back of the head, and then the story. I don't know what they're doing with Sammy and Nakamura. I don't know. To me, I think Sammy's eventually going to turn face and take the Intercontinental belt from Nakamura.
I would rather see a face Nakamura.
Yeah,
but
true.
that's just me though. I mean, they could possibly do how you're saying it. I can go either way, but if I was personally looking at it, I'd rather have a face Nakamura. He's more energetic that way.
I mean, one of them turning on another. That's the only end game you can see.
Yeah,
here, right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I do agree though, because Sammy's best years were in NXT when he was a face.
That's true.
So that could give a little bit of resurrection to what they've been doing in the main roster with him.
Or
the one thing I want is, even though he's on the main roster right now, I want to see Ali go against Adam Cole in NXT. I think Ali and Mike Bennett or Canales, whatever you want to call him, they need to go to NXT.
There's a few people who need to go down there and just stay. Not because they're bad, but just because the potential they could have. Just amazing.
And they started doing it. That's the thing that's nice, is they sent Breeze and Fandango down, and they sent Killian Dane down, and Alexander Wolf is with NXT UK, which we'll get to that here in a few minutes. But
I heard Owens might be going down there for a show or two.
He tweeted a cryptic message about it.
Is that what it was?
He just put some numbers, and somebody instantly was like, "That's NXT. Those are the numbers in the alphabet," or something like that.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, the next part I'm going to say is he served Shane McMahon a $25 million fine, which is supposed to be the biggest fine in ever business possible, which is, okay. 25 million is not nothing to a McMahon. But I'm not for sure what they're doing with this. One of the clauses that Shane McMahon's fired. Okay, so like if, is Kevin Owens going to fucking buy SmackDown? Is he going to run SmackDown? Like, I don't get it. Why? And they want to turn Kevin Owens into somebody like Stone Cold and stunner people. Okay, Stone Cold never would say, "Oh, you've been served." Oh, hell yeah.
Here's a lawsuit.
And you see, that, to me, that takes away everything Kevin Owens is. Because he's supposed to be fight Owens fight. Okay, now
No.
he's serving people papers. Come
Serve,
on.
Owens, serve.
Like, I don't know what they're doing with Kevin Owens.
They don't know what they're doing with Kevin Owens.
No.
Let's be real.
No.
Which
Kevin
is sad
Owens
because I was starting to kind of like the guy. And now they're like, we have nothing to do.
Kevin Owens should be exactly what The Fiend and Brock Lesnar are. Just go there, kick ass, and leave.
Yeah.
Powerbomb people and fucking leave. That's it. But no, he's serving papers and fucking having a feud with Best in the World. But, you know. Other than that, Charlotte Flair versus Sasha. Flair won by disqualification, I believe. And Carmella came out, and they had to shove it down our throats that Carmella and Bayley are actually friends in real life, which is, I think most of them are. But yeah, I see, for some reason now I see Charlotte and Carmella being a tag team, which would be kind of odd.
Dumb.
Because they've had how many feuds with each other?
It's the Queen and the Princess.
It's okay, because you don't have a great tag team in Asuka and Kairi Sane in the wings doing nothing. And
They need to go back to NXT too.
they're going to do the exact same thing they do with the men's tag division. They're going to just start throwing some superstars together, be like, go out there and do the thing, and fuck over the actual tag teams.
Right. Why couldn't
Granted,
Carmella...
they did that with Asuka and Kairi, but...
Why can't Carmella turn heel again and go against Ember Moon?
Hopefully it gets the fucking title soon.
I don't know.
Because they have the 24/7 title on that R-Truth, and they need a comedy bit because it just can't be wrestling.
See, that's where they're missing it. Like,
it's not funny.
They're building this 24/7 thing with R-Truth and Carmella. Fucking have Carmella turn heel by pinning R-Truth.
That's what I'm waiting for.
And there's only so much, like, I'm stupid humor that I can take. And R-Truth holding this for that type of humor is just, no. Give it to somebody else and let them do the comedy skits now.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't understand what they're doing with a lot of their stuff. They don't either, but all right, is that all you got for SmackDown, Shane?
No. We had the greatest celebration of SmackDown history, and that is King.
The live stack celebration?
No.
SmackDown, not Raw.
Baron Corbin's 10 times better than Edge. Baron Corbin becomes king.
I have video proof that he said that, and I'm going to show Berna, and he's going to whoop your ass.
Berna can't do nothing. But
I
during the
just
celebration,
grew up a little bit.
I'm definitely he can't do nothing. But during this celebration, unfortunately, somebody had to ruin it. Gable comes out and destroys the crown and destroys everything, which is, I kind of dig it, because it still keeps Gable relevant, and it, keep the feud going. They had a good match together, that was for sure. So,
but did they just turn Gable heel by doing that?
No.
It was a clean finish, too. Like, it's not like Baron cheated to really... He didn't really cheat or anything to win.
You ever been frustrated at something?
Yeah, but I don't go out and destroy a crown.
When was the last time you seen an actual crown?
Shane has his princess one.
That's a tiara.
Okay.
Get your headwear right.
You know the difference. I just don't understand. Like, are they trying to turn him heel or what?
No, I think they're just
giving him an edge.
Then they should have Baron cheat to win.
Why? You don't have to. He's so great.
Yeah,
he did. They had a really good match.
Over him.
And Okay, I didn't say it when we talked about that match. That end of that match, that end of days was ridiculous. The satellite, he was going for a satellite DDT and he just caught him for an end of days. It was like, holy shit.
I love the end of days. Well, it depends on who's taking it.
Yeah.
That's what she said. So Heavy Machinery beat the B team.
Speaking of teams that are shit.
Yeah. The B team needs to go to NXT.
I'm talking about Otis.
This needs to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen on Reddit so many people like singing his praises. Oh, greatest entertainer we've got so far, and blah blah. I'm like, you realize that he's just a fat guy that they're making fun of.
They literally, his character, they're like, hey, go watch these Chris Farley movies.
Exactly. It's just so stupid. God, it's annoying. Between that and the 24/7 title, just
I still think the B team should separate and both go to NXT still.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel is probably my second favorite underrated wrestler in WWE. First is Tyler Breeze, and then Curtis Axel. They dropped the ball on him.
Well, they had a good thing going with him for a little bit, but they were just like, the whole Better Than Perfect, I absolutely loved that. Yes. But they had nowhere to go with him after that.
No.
It's going to be the same thing that they're doing with the Fiend, like what we were talking about. Where are they going to drop the ball? Mm-hmm. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to drop the ball with the Fiend. They dropped the ball with Curtis Axel. They didn't have a plan.
I will say Curtis Axel's remix version of Mr. Perfect's theme was freaking awesome.
Yes. So then we go to Daniel Bryan's segment, which is, it feels like Daniel Bryan is now a face again. He's like an in-betweener. Harper and Rowan come out, and Reigns comes out, and pretty much they beat up everyone, including Tom Phillips. Everybody else jumped the guardrail, but Tom Phillips got stuck, which was cool. I mean, it shows how dominant Luke Harper and Rowan are, especially when you have your two top stars, Phillips and Reigns. No, I'm just kidding. Reigns and Reigns and Daniel Bryan on the ground. It's good to see a dominant team that will just destroy everybody, and that's why I was like, hey, they gonna get with the Fiend? Because think about if those three did get back together, how dominant and scary it would be.
Well, yeah, if we wrote the show, it would be.
Yeah. Not with them right now.
It just, it was a good ending. Raw and SmackDown both had good endings this week. They both want me to tune in next week, that's for sure. I mean, I will anyways, but.
Do you think it's going to end up leading to a Hell in a Cell match with those four tag team?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be in the cell?
Yes. Well, you do have to be careful with Daniel Bryan. But it is a tag team match.
But it's going to be a tornado tag.
But in a cell, it'd be tornado.
That's true.
No.
I think they'll end up doing a regular tag match.
Well, who would be in the cell for SmackDown then? It wouldn't be it wouldn't be Brock Lesnar and Kofi, because that's just too early for that.
I think it might be that then.
No, Bayley and Charlotte will be Hell in a Cell. The two women's matches will be Hell in a Cell.
I don't know. I think Bayley and Charlotte might be not in the Hell in a Cell. The other one obviously is. They did announce that Sasha versus Becky is going to be in the cell. But yeah, I think that could be in the Hell in a Cell. That'd be interesting.
That would be.
I don't care. I want to see Fiend versus Rollins is going to be in the cell more than likely, and that's all I'm worried about.
In that big, large red cell.
Oh my god. I don't like the commercial.
They have to do something epic for that, right?
I would think so.
Right.
They ruined his WrestleMania moment. the projecting maggots and shit on the ring and did nothing with it.
Dude, I remember we were watching that, and we all of us were on the couch like, what?
I'm like, okay, I dig it. Where's it gonna lead? And then it's gonna lead to Bray losing.
Awesome.
But that's it. That was it for SmackDown, friends.
And then we had NXT live on USA for an hour, and then the other hour was on the network because I'm guessing, I didn't look into this, but more than likely it's a contract with the time slot behind them.
The show Suits is ending, so they still have the time slot.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Did you guys watch... I know, Shane, you said it was freezing up on you. Did you end up watching any of it, highlights or anything?
I knew that Roderick Strong won.
Yep. That was a big thing. The rest of Undisputed Era came out and had to help Roddy Strong beat the Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship. During that whole thing, I'm like, okay, here comes Gargano and Ciampa. Because I'm like, they're going to go big. This is the first one, the end of the first hour and everything. They're going to bring probably their biggest face in Gargano and one of the most popular people in NXT with Ciampa. And it just never happened. And they just gave the belt, they let the belt go to Roddy. And I like it. Like, I like the whole story with Undisputed Era's prophecy getting all the belts coming true. I
think Triple H is playing it smart. I don't think he's gonna get the big guns out until the week before.
Nope, just wait, because he got the big guns out, but it was on the fucking network. And then the first match of the night, though, was Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. And that women's match was absolutely nuts. They were flying everywhere. Io Shirai hitting moonsaults onto the floor. Suicide dives, everything. It was absolutely amazing. And I'm happy to announce that Candice LeRae is now the #1 contender for Shayna Baszler's title in 2 weeks live on USA. So Candice will probably get jobbed out to Shayna. But I love that Candice is actually getting a title shot, and she's in the title picture at least.
What Triple H said on the conference call, that storylines will not just climax at takeovers, I really think Candice is going to win.
I don't, because I feel like Rhea is going to take the belt off of Shayna.
Yeah.
Or is Rhea going to be a heel again and take it off of Candice?
No, I think they're pushing too much for Rhea and Shayna.
I feel
like really
when Rhea came out and interrupted Shayna and everything, I feel like that you just know that's got to be the end game for them.
And it's going to be a badass match.
That's going to be a really good match.
Oh God, yes. So is Candice versus Shayna. Like, yeah. I don't know if we have viewers that aren't super familiar with the NXT superstars and what they did in the Indies. Just go YouTube Candice LeRae, dude. She is outstanding. My mind always goes back to PWG. Her and Joey Ryan versus the Young Bucks in a death match. She took a super kick while one of the Young Bucks were wearing Chucks that had text glued to the bottom of them. And she was just bleeding everywhere. She's just an absolute badass. Does the springboard DDTs out of the ring, Hurricane Rana's like crazy, everything. She's just an outstanding wrestler. That being said, Shane, would you be okay if you got a Mr. and Mrs. Champion? If Johnny took the belt back and Candice took the belt?
Not for one of them. Shayna's my queen. I cannot never go against her.
Oh my God. You freaking stole the boom from Adam Cole too, and you're saying you can go away from him?
Adam Cole stole it from me.
Uh-huh. He stole the baby from you.
He did steal the baby from me. That is actually true.
And you both stole it from Jericho.
What can you say? I'm just in line with greatness.
But yeah, they
to
did
be
have
honest with you, to be honest with you, though, about your question, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. I don't like Johnny as a champion.
I like him chasing more.
Yep. That's not an unpopular opinion because I agree.
I agree with you on that.
There's something kind of like Finn Balor. Very unpopular opinion. I like Johnny, and this is going to get me a lot of heat. I do not like Finn Balor as a wrestler. He's
Really?
boring. He bores me.
He's an extraordinary man who does extraordinary things.
He just bores me. He does slingshots all the time.
He's all right. He's good live.
But with Johnny, he's a good wrestler. I just don't like when he's on the mic, and I don't like when he's a champion.
He's better as a tag champion to me. Like,
Yes.
DIY was just phenomenal.
Oh God, yes. There was another match. There was a squash match that was live, and I was dying. All of a sudden, Sean Maluda comes out, and I'm like, wait, when the fuck did they bring him back? And like, he had some good matches and everything before, but I'm like, okay, who's he jobbing out to? Cameron Grimes, aka Trevor Lee, comes out, and I'm like, this match is gonna last less than a minute.
3 seconds later.
Oh my God. He just stomped the shit out of him. Just that one jumping double stomp, and Cameron Grimes got the 1, 2, 3, which they're going to push him. Triple H is super high on Trevor Lee, so.
He's one of the greatest wrestlers out there.
He is. I'm waiting for that fucking flipping power bomb, though, or power slam, though. I'm waiting for the day he brings that out in a match. It's going to be at a takeover, his first takeover, I bet.
Yep.
But it was a good match. Am I missing one from the first hour, Izzy? I don't think I am.
I don't think so. There wasn't like a lot. No, there was one more women's match, wasn't there? No, maybe I'm thinking.
Nope, that was on the second half.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it, because that North America Championship match lasted a while.
I would say it took almost half the show.
Yeah, it did. I'm just gonna pull it up just to make sure that I'm not missing one. For some reason, I feel like I am.
The one business decision I don't really see why they did was, why did they put the American title championship on the second hour? Wouldn't you think you would want to put that on the USA Network?
That was on the USA.
That was on the USA Network.
Oh, okay.
That was on USA. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing one, because I really feel like I am. I felt like nope, they only had the 3 matches.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the second hour was on the network, like we mentioned. First match, Pete Dunne versus Arturo Ruas, in a really good match. And it was strange because I'm still not sure how I feel about Arturo Ruas, his style, because he does a lot of the capoeira, and I don't know how I like it or not. He's a good wrestler, great strikes, and that match was phenomenal. Pete Dunne did get the win with the triangle choke and the finger bends. I don't know if he has a name for that or not, but when he does that, it's fucking disgusting.
Torture.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good match. I don't know if Ruas is gonna keep going or not. The other women's match that, Izzy, you were talking about was Xia Li against Aaliyah with Vanessa Bourne. If those two never showed up on the TV again, I would be okay with that. Xia Li, other than she had one botch, she went to jump up to the top rope and missed, and it didn't work out well. But she flies around that fucking ring, and it's amazing. I really like her. It'll be interesting to see what they do with her. And then it was supposed to be Denzel Desjardins making his debut against Kushida. So Desjardins in the ring doing hey ho with the crowd and getting everybody pumped up. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. And then he stops, and 3 men walk out of the crowd, and what you know, it's Alexander Wolf, Marcel Barthel, and Fabian Eichner, NXT UK's Imperium. And the entire crowd immediately starts chanting for Walter. And they beat the fuck out of that guy. Then they line up and they stand at a salute facing the entrance. The lights go off. Walter's music hits. He comes out, being the ring general he is. Does a promo saying that the mat, or that the, what is it? Is it the mat? I can't remember what they say. The mat or something is sacred. Anybody that disrespects it, they better watch their backs. And yada yada. Kushida comes out, says some stuff, and says it's his time, and goes into the ring, or goes up to the ring, beats Eichner, Bartel, and Wolf just a little bit, and then Walter grabs his jacket, he slips out, runs off. Really seems like we're getting Walter versus Kushida, which I feel like that should have been on the USA part. Just saying. I know a lot of people watching probably don't know who Walter is, but that would be a great first introduction. Are you guys both looking it up right now?
No, I was
You
checking
both
something
are
out on him. Yeah, that match is just going to be. We were talking about that too. That it's just going to be fucking phenomenal.
Those are two, like, Kushida's a legend. And Walter, the past, 3 years, just erupted, came out of nowhere, and just became this absolutely amazing talent.
Well, you seen that picture of Walter caving in that dude's chest, didn't you? Like his pec. There's a picture out there where he's like hammering him down. He's outside the ring, kind of like the 10 whatever of Belfry in the Belfry or something that Sheamus does, where he hammers him down.
10 beats of Belfast.
Yeah. Well, he's doing that to the guy, and they caught the picture right when his fist is right here, and the guy's whole chest is caved in. I'll have to find it and send you the picture. In fact, I'll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's.
I just want to see him chop Kushida, because Kushida will A, sell it like he just got shot, and he'll fly away. And B, like, that'd be amazing.
So is NXT UK joining NXT, or what? Why is this invasion stuff happening?
Not that I know of. I think they want to get some bigger names like Walter on the show. And that's the way they were able to do that. They've been in NXT UK for a while now. Walter has the belt, took off Pete Dunne, defended it. And this is just a way that they could bring over at least him and bring over Imperium. So there's this big bad villain group that hates when people disrespect the ring and everything. I don't know, but I definitely enjoyed it. Holy shit, Izzy.
That's the picture.
Shane, look at that. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it decent.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. But yeah, that whole thing, I was freaking out. I was so happy that Walter showed up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Kushida and Walter going forward. After that, there was a number one contenders for the Cruiserweight Championship match, and that was Oney Lorcan versus a returning Lio Rush. And that match was awesome. If you guys haven't seen Lio Rush do his bottom rope sitting springboard stunner, holy shit. And then he does probably one of the best frog splashes in WWE today. Today, not ever, just today.
I just have one thing about that match.
Okay.
So, out of nowhere, Lio Rush comes back, apparently a face. The last time you seen him, he was Lashley's hype man. Everybody hated him. And then out of nowhere, without warning, just, hey, here you go, Lio Rush. Cheer him.
Apparently on 205 Live yesterday, they had something to get him into that match.
Oh.
I didn't watch it, but they did reference that he was there on the last episode of 205 Live. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I mean, I'm a huge fan of Leo. I know he was dealing with issues A lot of the same stuff. I know during the match, Morrow talked about the issues that he dealt with, that Leo was dealing with. He goes, I know those all too well and everything. It was a lot of the same things that Morrow went through when he went up to SmackDown for that 2 weeks. So I get it. And Leo, those are two of my favorite performers in WWE. I absolutely love Oni because he's just you just feel energy radiate off him. He doesn't have the biggest personality or biggest charisma or anything, most charisma or anything, but you get excited when he's wrestling because he's always going full blow and just beating the ever living shit out of everybody. And Leo's just athletic as absolute hell, and that helps a lot when you're only 5'5" or whatever. But Leo Rush did beat Oni Lorcan, so we are going to be getting Leo Rush versus Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know if they announced when that's going to be. I don't know. Yeah, but that'll be interesting. And then we had Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane in a street fight. And that really didn't go anywhere.
No, that soured me horribly.
Again.
Lazy, right?
But, well, okay, no. I was okay with Imperium attacking. Because that's what they were just talking about. That the ring is sacred, the mat is sacred, and they're bringing back the art of their sport.
Yeah, that made sense. But
yes.
This whole storyline of them never finishing anything is like me trying to finish a relationship. It does not working.
The other thing I don't get, okay, Street Profits, their faces, they're going to go out there and try to help. Why the fuck did the Forgotten Sons go out there to try to help out too, or whatever? That's the thing I didn't get. They should have just picked who went out there to help better, I guess.
They need camera time.
That's the one thing I never got, is when brawls happen. Obviously, with social media, we know who people's friends are. Why don't you have the wrestlers' friends or tag teams or partners come out and help them?
Yeah.
You know, if we get in a random fight, like me and Austin get in a fight, which is probably going to happen sooner or later, most likely our friends are going to separate us, not fucking random jobbers in the back.
Yeah, our friends will, not Izzy.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm going to grab the popcorn and let them fight.
But, I mean, like I was saying, I get the Imperium because it's a street fight. They want the art of wrestling, sort of say, to be brought back and everything. That's the mission of Imperium. And I get them attacking. They should have just had them destroy both of them to be like, okay, this is how badass this group is. Because there's probably a lot of NXT fans that hadn't watched NXT UK at least to know exactly what their deal is. They might know the people, but I know I'm well behind on NXT UK that I have no idea what's going on there.
Haven't watched it.
I'm planning on watching Cardiff probably tomorrow because I'm off from work, because their pay-per-views are always insane. I still haven't seen Cesaro versus Ilya Dragunov. But I do agree it was lazy. Killian versus Matt Riddle, at least once that match really should have ended. Their fight, their brawl, whatever you want to call it, their rivalry. But it's whatever, I guess. Let Imperium do some stuff.
Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole at a takeover would be the bee's knees.
And then Goldberg comes out and spears Matt Riddle so hard he grows shoes just to knock him out of those shoes.
All right. We're not really going to go over what happened at Clash. I do want to say who got what points and everything and who guessed what correctly. But we're already at just about an hour on the recording. Real quick, I didn't say it before. The Never Die Easy for ZOWA Live. We did end up doing an impromptu prediction game with that one too. And Shane read the results earlier. Izzy got 0 points.
Not bad for a guy who doesn't know what's going on over there.
I got 3, which I know a couple of them, at least 2 of them, Shane and I both picked the same. And then Shane got 5 points. And now this is where Izzy gets to laugh. You both get to laugh at me. So, with Clash of Champions, Cedric lost to AJ, which we already talked about Cedric possibly taking the belt off him. Both of you guys got that one correct. All 3 of us correctly guessed Bliss and Nikki over Rose and Deville. We all guessed Rowan would win, and he won. Shane is the only one, and he actually guessed how that Sasha would beat Becky, and he guessed by disqualification. And so he got that on there too. He also is the only one that guessed Shinsuke beating The Miz.
No.
Yes.
I would never pick The Miz. I said by DQ.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because I texted you guys. I'm like, I forgot I switched it.
You literally, I have Shinsuke scribbled out because you picked him, and then you're like,
that's what I'm saying.
Miz by DQ.
That's what I'm saying. I texted you guys, and I was like, and I changed my pick.
You both took the Revival to beat the New Day, and that happened. You both took Gulak to beat Carrillo and Lince Dorado, and that happened. I'm the only one that picked Kofi to win, and that happened. Yay, Kofi!
my only one, yay.
That's my only one that you guys didn't also guess. You guys both took Seth over Braun. We all took Rudolph to beat Seth and Braun. And you both took Bayley to defeat Charlotte, and that happened, which I'm still surprised at, to be honest.
Which was the funniest ending I've ever seen when Bayley hopped it out of that ring and just booked it. He just booked it up that ramp. I'm like,
that would be me
hilarious.
If I was a wrestler. That would be me if I was a wrestler and won.
I'm like, that was hilarious.
See ya.
She's like looking around. Give me the belt. See you later.
All right. So for those of you keeping track at home, I only got 4 points this weekend on that show, on the WWE show. Izzy, you got 8, and Shane got 10.
There's still a whole...
Yeah, we still got a whole another 3 months there, buddy.
Hey, I'll see you guys in hell.
I get that one. All right.
We should get a champion. We need to get a championship for the end of the year.
Look at you got like 3 right behind you.
Made out of cardboard.
So that's about wraps it up for tonight, or for this episode. Like I said, next week we'll go over the AEW's first card for their first TV show. When is Hell in a Cell? Is that next? That's next month.
In like 3 weeks.
It's October 6th.
Yeah, it's they got Sunday. 3 weeks to make like story.
We got a lot to go over that week because that's also the first AEW show that we'll review, and then we'll have Hell in a Cell to do predictions on.
We might have an extra large show for you guys coming up.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try to record a show early and try to just cut it up or something.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, and I'll release earlier. We'll figure it out when we're not recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go over that stuff. Shane can talk about what happened at Skokie for ZOWA Live, and we will also be talking a little bit more about the Michael Scott Wrestling Company show for ZOWA Live, which is next weekend, which both Shane and I will be going to. I don't know if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. Do you guys have anything else?
No, just everyone be safe this weekend and be good to people.
I will say, Austin, we have our Wednesdays pretty full now, considering American Horror Story is back on. So we'll have NXT, then American Horror Story. I will have actually Survivor NXT American Horror Story.
Dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do when October 2nd comes around, man. NXT is probably gonna take a back seat.
I will say, just a little off topic, I did enjoy the first episode of American Horror. I'll see where it goes. Like I told you, texting you, I was like, well, American Horror Story.
Oh.
like I text you, it was good to see Skinner from the X-Files on there. But like you said, he will probably die.
Yeah.
We should do an American Horror Story podcast. Just
Hey, we do have some stuff in the works possibly for next month.
all right.
But
well,
yeah, but I think that we're gonna call it now. We'll see everybody next week. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good one, guys.
if it's not raining, stop by the Midway.
Yeah, check out for the live stream. If it's not completely downpouring, Izzy and I will try to live stream on Facebook. Middle of Nowhere Entertainment on Facebook. Make sure you hit that sub button and share. Please share the YouTube page. If you're following us on YouTube, it's Middle of Nowhere Entertainment. If you're listening to us on any of the other things, go over to the YouTube, hit subscribe, share on your socials. On Facebook, we are at Middle of Nowhere Entertainment. We post when any of the videos get posted up or any of the podcasts, when people are streaming, anything like that. So
Just pass the word.
yeah. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
See you.